Hey and welcome to BoatProjectY. Thank you for joining us as we unveil the secrets behind transforming this extraordinary vessel and discover the hard work, the exceptional craftsmanship and the unyielding spirit of adventure that accompanies every build. Hey and welcome back to Project Y. In the last episode, winter had fully arrived, which means one thing, we're working indoors now. And indoors, things are already well underway because my father has started building the wheelhouse floor. It's quite a puzzle because we're trying to reuse as much wood from the old setup as possible. Reuse, repurpose, recycle is still the motto around here. It's great for the wallet and the environment, but it does mean extra care and patience when rebuilding with second-hand materials. Everything takes more measuring, trimming, adjusting, especially when those old wooden beams are still solid but come with a few hooks, twists and an opinion of their own. You've probably noticed me running around back and forth through the frame like a headless chicken, not because I don't want to help my father, but because I'm preparing for the next chapter of this restoration, so I'm clearing out the aft cabin. Until now that space has been my tool storage and workshop, and all those tools, parts and spare bits have to move to the front of the boat, which is about to become my new workshop. A necessary evil, but the only way to finally tackle the aft cabin properly. Keep in mind, since buying this boat, I have never ever once removed the cabin floor. I have absolutely no idea what's hiding underneath, and what kind of surprises are waiting for me down there. Et voila, here's the new workshop and tool storage. The aft cabin, on the other hand, isn't fully empty yet, but my curiosity gets the better of me and I start ripping out the floor anyway. Time to see how much trouble I've signed up for. Surprise number one. Not only is the very back of the aft cabin filled with concrete, but on top of that there are 14 ballast blocks of 30 kilos each. So yes, my back will once again receive absolutely no mercy in this new year. This might be a bit controversial, but I'm not planning on removing all the concrete. The idea is to use a breaker hammer and create as much free space as possible between the ceiling and the cabin floor. Where I already noticed that the hull patching is too thin, I'll remove about 10 centimeters of concrete so I can properly inspect the steel and take thickness measurements. Because things were going a bit too smooth, somebody clearly thought, let's spice things up a bit. So as a bonus, we find a collection of metal junk, bolts, rods, leftovers, casually dumped into the bilge before everything was poured over with concrete, just to keep my life a bit more interesting. And this is the aftermath of a full day of demolition hammer. It's painfully clear that condensation water has been sitting on top of the concrete pressed against the hull plating. And over the entire length of the concrete section, the hull is basically ready for full replacement. With proper drainage, this could have been avoided. And once again, the question pops into my head: how was this boat still afloat? Time to bring out the ultrasonic hull thickness meter and get a clear picture of how bad things really are. Any measurement that's more than 0.5 mm under the original steel thickness gets a red circle, and slowly the damage map begins to appear. Luckily, not everything is doom and gloom. There's still some actual construction happening as well. The new wheelhouse floor. It's a job that takes time, but it's incredibly satisfying to finally build something new, something that visually shapes the boat's future. With millimeter precision, holes are drilled into the traverse beams to allow pipes for future cables to run beneath the floor.
Well, it's cold in here. Freezing temperatures outside. We gotta keep going. Now, in order to get to the hull structure underneath these tanks, I reckon I gotta cut them open and lift the top off to see whatever's underneath. Otherwise, there won't be good access to it. So that's first order of the day.
Longtime viewers of the channel might remember in the early days of the rebuild, I once lowered my daughter into one of those access hatches, very much against her will. These are those exact same tanks, and today they're finally about to reveal their secrets. And, well, absolute horror. I expected a lot, but this was a brutal New Year's gift. For some reason I started strangely optimistic, but this completely shattered that illusion. The entire underwater section is rotten. All the plates that were once overplated have continued rusting underneath and attacked the newer steel as well. There is nothing I can save here. Again, the same thought: how did this boat even stay afloat? Well, at least my courage sinks at this point, but thankfully, my two ladies step in with endless positivity, grabbing the bull by the horns, or rather the boat by its rusty limbs, and lifting my spirit right back up. Only after a thorough cleanup we can truly assess the scale of the damage. Once the bilges are completely cleared, I start grinding small inspection windows every 5 to 10 centimeters along the hull. The result is this kind of a Dalmatian spotted boat, but it allows me to create a proper condition map using the thickness meter. Are you curious about the result? Well, then you'll have to tune in for the next episode. I hope to see you all out there. And don't forget to subscribe, like, ring the bell, sacrifice a goat, all the good stuff. It really helps the channel. See you next time. All the best. Ahoy.